we might have some conversations and controversy in this next story as well. So this happened over the weekend. Is April 14th, and you've probably read about it, and we do have an update. A couple boarding a Flair Airlines flight with their baby from Vancouver, was going to Calgary. They board this plane, and they notice, wait a second, looking at their passes, wait, there's a woman sitting in my seat. Now, this has happened from time to time. People get in the wrong aisles, the wrong seats.
Sometimes when you go to a concert, this happens. You
Absolutely.
go to a sporting event.
Sorry, I'll get up
in
and
your
go.
seat. Yeah. Yeah.
The woman, though, was adamant, would not get up. So the person whose seat that they paid for, this seat, got irritated, got upset. Like, hello, I paid for this. The Flair Airlines flight attendants intervened, saying, please get up, please get up. The woman would not. And then it got pretty nasty, as you can imagine, from both sides here, surprisingly. There's a whole 9-minute-long video, which we're not going to have the time to show you, but there are undertones here. The husband has since posted online and saying that there are undertones of racism, discrimination. This is a Nigerian couple, Nigerian family, and again, the mom traveling with her baby at the time. I don't know if we can show you some of the seats, just to give you a better idea.
Context is important.
Context. Okay, let's play this quick little bit to give you an idea of what happened.
You not just want to stand up. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. You are. That is exactly what you are.
Excuse me,
you are.
Okay, so very hard to see from here, but it looks as though it is the seat which has a bit of the extra space, and it's got the barrier. Right, and mostly you pay a bit more for it. The long of the short is that at one point they said we might have to escort you, the person, the woman, and her baby off this plane because she was obviously irritated about it, and that has a lot of people up in arms. Flair has since said they have offered a refund, and they're figuring this out. But is there something to figure out here? Stephanie Henry.
Oh, me first. Oh, my goodness. Well, first of all, they paid for that space. They paid for the extra seat. She's obviously with a young child, so there's a reason that they paid for that extra space. And I'm confused why they were asked to leave the plane when it's their seat. I'm very confused by that entire situation.
Like the immediate question of...
Yeah, why were they asked to leave when it's their seat? And they paid for it. Are you going to put them in first class? Did you offer... Because that's the only upgrade for me.
They were offered other seats, really, but not the ones they had paid for.
And I'm pretty sure Flair, like the planes are much smaller, so there's a little bit less legroom in those planes as well. So absolutely not. I'm not taking another seat unless it's more legroom or first class with more legroom and space.
Okay. Tam?
I am holding up the entire flight.
Oh, yeah.
Until I get my seat.
Really?
The whole flight.
Really?
And you know what? I shouldn't even say I'm holding up. It's the woman who's sitting in my seat who's holding everybody up. Because if I paid for a seat, my seat is on my ticket. I don't understand why there would ever be any question of me being replaced and put somewhere else. This woman needs to get up, and if not, she's going to get thrown out, like picked up by security and escorted out. I don't care if she refuses.
And as a parent, and you're a parent as well, when you travel with kids, aren't we a little bit stressed at that moment? It's
agitating.
It is. When you have a young child, and you're traveling maybe for the first time with a young child, you're already, you're wanting things to go nice and smoothly, and any little disruption kind of upsets you. And when you've paid for that, that's the reason why you've already mentally put yourself in that seat.
And there's a process. There's a process of picking the seats, paying the seats, or even logging. You know, it's 24 hours before and you get to pick your seat without paying. There is a process.
They charge for every little
They have a flair for the dramatic.
Oh, yeah.
Now, talking about dramatics, we've seen a lot of these types of scenarios play out in the air sometime. Maybe not the specific one, but, you know, tensions are high on flights. Sid, was there a reason, would you say that the mom had a right to get upset about this? Should the woman in the seat have gotten up? How should this have been handled?
Yeah, she had a right to get upset. Everyone has a reason to get upset at airports. I've been upset plenty of times at airports. The one place I shut my mouth is an airport. Because if someone looks at me the wrong way, my whole trip is disrupted. And on top of that, I might disrupt a lot of people's trips. Now, the problem sometimes with society is people don't care about my trip. Sometimes your problem isn't my problem. How is that my problem? I bought a ticket, I'm sitting there, I got my mouth shut, I want to get to Orlando. Why do I have to deplane this because you have an issue? I've had it with this. If it's your issue, either complain afterwards, file a proper complaint, deal with it after so the plane can leave and I can go about my life. This is getting way out of hand. Like 1, 2, 3 people tops are shutting down a plane because they have an issue. I don't care about your issue. I'm there on time. I'm also pissed off. I'm also stressed. I also would like to get to the place I want to go.
So
why does your issue
here's
supersede the entire plane?
Your security right now.
Right.
Who do you tell leave the plane? The person sitting down or the person whose seat it is?
I'm not saying that the parent in question shouldn't be upset. What I'm saying is at some point, you have to make a choice. As human beings on an airplane post 9/11, we all have a choice. Am I going to carry this through and force security on the plane, or am I going to shut up and deal with it after? But everyone has that option. You are not stopping my life because you have an issue. I don't care if you're right or wrong. We need to move on. There's another 150 people behind you, at least. Got to move on with it.
Maybe you should
It's
offer up your
ridiculous. I'm
seat.
sorry.
Maybe if there's
and people did.
It's ridiculous.
And people
Okay.
did. There were a lot of passengers that
ridiculous.
said, "Here, please take it," because they saw they offered compassion,
That's
saying there's a
nice.
mom with a child, and I think it was actually the mother-in-law that was traveling with them, not the husband. And they said, "Take our seat, take our seat." She did eventually take a seat. The flight did take off, and they are being offered
it was
that
dicey
refund.
there for a second.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to side with the mom here.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
have
side with the
right.
mom. I paid for that. That is mine. I'm sorry that it's inconveniencing
wanna
you.
know-
This should be the airline that should be enforcing right now. This is not my fault that I did everything right.
And if you listen to the video, you will hear the airline staff, particularly at the mom, saying, listen, calm down, relax, or else we're going to remove you from this flight. How dare they ever threaten to remove her from the flight?
That would make me more irritated, right?
I can't even believe
The
it.
plane has to
Remove
take
the
off at
woman.
some point, Tam, does it not?
But remove the
plane
woman
has to
who's
take
sitting in the
off.
seat.
Yeah.
Remove
Person
the
sitting in
woman
that
who's
seat.
sitting
Like,
in the other seat.
Why is she not moving?
And why are they not
I'm
looking
with
at
you.
her
Throw
to
them
move?
both. I'm with you. Chuck everybody. Throw them ejections.
Okay.
It's like a Major League Baseball game. Ejections all over the place.
I wish we
I'm
had
fine with it.
We're going to have to wrap this conversation because there's so much more. Can we revisit this maybe if we're getting reaction online? Okay.
7:55. We're back.
It's coming back.
We're
What
back.
do you think? Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? How could this have been played a little bit better on any of the sides? You let us know.
Said you're in my seat.
Switch.
Please move.
Okay, I will complain later and leave. See how easy that was? Tam's got a news update. Tam's going to scream at me in the break, and then she's a news update.